Now that Karen Reed has been acquitted in her criminal trials, a lot of people are asking the same question. Is this finally over? And the short answer is no. And the longer, more important answer is this is exactly where the real fight begins. Yes, Karen Reed was acquitted. The jury heard the evidence and they rejected the Commonwealth's case. But if you think that verdict means the truth about what happened to John O'Keefe has been fully uncovered, it hasn't, because the criminal case may be over, but the accountability questions it exposed are far from answered. This case is no longer just about one defendant. It's about how investigations are conducted, how narratives are built, and how power and greed operates within law enforcement itself. And most importantly, it's about what happens when the system gets it wrong. This is why what's happening now matters just as much as what already happened in criminal court. After her acquittal, Karen Reed filed a major civil rights lawsuit. This is not symbolic. It is a detailed legal filing alleging she was framed for the 2022 death of her boyfriend, John O'Keefe. The lawsuit accuses Massachusetts State Police investigators and Canton residents of conspiring to falsely accuse her to close the case quickly and protect others from scrutiny. According to the lawsuit, Karen Reed alleges evidence was fabricated or manipulated, taillight fragments were planted to fit a narrative, evidence was destroyed or never preserved, testimony was coordinated, and investigative decisions were made before facts supported them. These are not claims of simple mistakes. These are allegations of misconduct under the color of law. Let's bring in our legal analyst, attorney Nan Gallagher. So Nan, we keep hearing that Karen's criminal trial is over and she won, but why does her fight for justice continue? And why should the public and her supporters remain invested as her civil cases move forward?
Wow, that's a great question. Really, the best answer I would give you or anyone who's been acquitted of criminal charges is that that's only half the battle. When your reputation has been smeared, your civil rights have been violated. In Karen's case, even though really 2 juries acquitted her on the most fundamental charges she was facing, that's only one half of her battle. Now that she is a defendant in a wrongful death lawsuit against her, which is a civil litigation, and she's a plaintiff in 2 civil rights actions and in federal court, what she needs to do is prove for civil monetary damages that her rights were violated and that she's been vindicated fully at all levels, because it's really not enough, Brian, for a criminal defendant to say, I was found not guilty, because that's not exoneration. Once you have civil juries saying she did not do this, by a lesser burden of proof, we did not find that there's enough evidence to say she's remotely responsible. So it's important for people to invest their time, their energy, their talking points with friends, colleagues around the water cooler, as well as any monetary support they can offer. Because we will get to, through the civil, much more liberal processes in the discovery phase, we'll get more of the answers that were not let in either of the criminal trials.
Nan, do these civil cases get her closer and get the public closer to really finding what happened to John O'Keefe?
Absolutely, because in discovery in civil cases, they're much more wide open in terms of what is considered relevant. A lot of evidence is considered relevant evidence, which is more probable than not offered to lead to discoverable evidence before a jury. So in the civil realm, as opposed to the criminal realm, we get in a situation where a lot of answers come, a lot of questions can be asked, and a lot of documents can be produced. And civil judges are much more relaxed in terms of what they feel is relevant and admissible to go before a jury. And that's where we're going to see where the sausage and how the sausage is made in all of this. And that's ultimately a lot of those questions are what frustrated many supporters of Karen Read through the criminal process, because unfortunately, in my opinion, the judge during both criminal trials 1 and 2 was very strict in what she would allow in and very heavy-handed in her objection process. So while we're going through these 3 civil cases, that's where we're really going to see the answers and the accountability, and ultimately, hopefully, a very vindicated and exonerated Karen Read.
And that's why I'm excited to see these civil cases go forward. That is Attorney Nan Gallagher, and that's why you are the best. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian.
So you might be asking yourself, who is named in this lawsuit? Well, the lawsuit names and identifies Massachusetts State Police investigators involved in this case, including former Trooper Michael Proctor, Sergeant Yuri Buchanan, and Lieutenant Brian Tully. Howie, what's it going to take to really clean up the Mass State Police? Does that ever happen?
I don't know. I mean, they bring in all these people like this guy, Noble, the new guy, he's from New Jersey, he's originally from Rhode Island. I don't think he knows any of this stuff. I don't think he probably doesn't want to know.
Also named civilian witnesses from Canton who testified against Read, including Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Brian Higgins. This isn't speculation. This is sworn litigation where testimony, timelines, and communications are examined under oath. Originally filed in state court, this case was moved to federal court, and that matters. Karen Read is alleging federal civil rights violations. Federal court means broader discovery, depositions under oath, subpoenaed records, and no local installation. This is where emails, text messages, reports, and internal discussions are forced into the open. The defendants argue the lawsuit is baseless and defamatory, and that response is expected. But here's what's important to understand. A motion to dismiss is not a finding of fact. It's an attempt to stop discovery, and discovery is exactly what this case threatens. Criminal trials are narrow by design. Civil rights cases examine patterns, not just outcomes. This case asks whether investigative shortcuts were taken, whether a narrative was chosen early, whether evidence was shaped to support it, and whether constitutional rights were violated along the way. That matters far beyond one defendant. It matters to anyone who expects accountability from our justice system. Seeking accountability does not dishonor John O'Keefe. It honors him. As we know through the acquittal of Karen Read, the wrong person was prosecuted. Evidence was mishandled, and the investigation was compromised. The truth about what happened to John O'Keefe still hasn't been fully told. Justice doesn't come from closure. It comes from getting it right. Karen Read's civil case will be long. It will be expensive, and it will not move quickly. If you believe that transparency matters, if you believe constitutional rights apply to everyone, if you believe the full truth deserves to be uncovered, then supporting Karen Read's civil fight matters. Your support helps fund discovery, it keeps public attention where it belongs, and it helps ensure accountability isn't buried by time in silence. This criminal case may be over, but the search for real answers is not. If you would like to help Karen Read continue her fight for justice, please click on the link down in the description below. I really do appreciate it, and I know Karen appreciates it as well. Thank you so much. Hey everybody, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. Also, turn on that bell notification so every time I go live or drop a new video, you guys will know. And somewhere around here, a box is going to pop up. You can see another related video to this channel. Again, I'm Brian. This is LTL Media. I appreciate your time. Talk to you soon.